Gains. Gains out of this world. What's up, guys? Today we're going to react to a video from Liberty Hangout. She was apparently trespassed from another farmer's market. And we might, and when I say we, I mean I might go to the same farmer's market this Saturday. Similar to Lakeland, where we decided to show up in MAGA hats, I think we might do the same thing this Saturday. So stay tuned to see if that is going to happen. But let's watch this video right now. All right, here we go, guys.
Right now, we're going to ask you to leave, okay?
And what if I don't?
Then you will go to jail.
I'm going to go to jail if I don't leave the farmer's market.
Correct, yes.
You guys are going to get
Your option is to move outside of here or go over here on Plant Street. You can talk to people on Plant Street. We don't care.
So what would you be arresting me for?
Trespass after warning, because you're being asked to leave the private event right now.
This isn't private. You guys are wrong. This is not a private event.
We're not going to argue about that, so it's going to be your choice. You can either leave or you can go to jail. That's your choice right now.
So if I come back next Saturday, you guys are going to arrest me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. On what grounds?
Trespass after warning.
Trespass from a public event in public property.
Literally walking on a public street.
Yeah.
Public sidewalk over here. Public park right here.
So you're going to tell me I can't be on this public sidewalk?
That is correct.
How can I not be on a public sidewalk? Any other rights of mine you want to violate?
Not at this time.
Not at this time, but just this one, just the first one. Alrighty, I have been trespassed.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy. Like, you can only get trespassed from a public property if you've committed a criminal act. So, exercising your right to free speech, not a criminal act. Asking people questions on the street, not a criminal act. This is absolutely shocking that this kind of behavior is happening in Donald Trump's America. I thought that these people would know by now that they should respect the First Amendment. Now, I hope that Caitlin Bennett is going to do a lawsuit against the city of Winter Garden, because Amagansett Press, who is a 1A auditor, they have had their rights violated numerous times, and they have done lawsuits against different cities around the country, and they've won many times. They have won tens of thousands of dollars suing cities, settling when their rights were violated. Sorry, guys, I was just cleaning off my beautiful plaque. Let me clean my Tesla too. I got a little Tesla as well. Sometimes it's nice to keep things a little bit clean, you know. Got to clean the Cybertruck. There we go. Cybertruck is nice. And does this trunk open? Oh, that's kind of cool. I never. That is pretty cool. It does open in the back. Look at that, guys. That's pretty cool. My little mini Cybertruck actually has some functionality. That's dope. Wow. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go back to the video, and this looks like it'll be a good one.
Officially. This is not the video that I wanted to have to make today. We went to the Winter Garden farmer's market, and as you can see, the police are threatening me with arrest once again. And I know my rights. I am in a traditional public forum. This is not a private event that they keep claiming it's private property, just like the Lakeland Police Department did, who had to be retrained. And so I guess we're going to have to go through this again. This was not my intention. This is not what I wanted, but I'm going to stand up for myself and the First Amendment and public spaces to have conversations, even if people don't like what they're about.
Liberals do deport people and
My bad, guys. This is still the pre-video. My bad. I forgot to put it back on screen.
insane about the Obama administration deported tons and tons of people.
I know.
It's not
Hold on, I'm gonna just. I appreciate your guys' time. I'm just gonna. Yeah, thank you for the nice conversation. I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to meet
How are
Louis.
you? Hi. Okay, I'll shake your hand.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, doing well. The farmers market is a private event.
Okay.
So
Who's it hosted by?
the city of Winter Garden.
Okay, so
It's the city of Winter Garden, meaning publicly funded.
the city of Winter Garden.
Yes, they do.
Is it a private event? Because I didn't have to have a ticket to come in.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't have to have permission to do that.
It's open to the public, guys. I've been to the Winter Garden Farmers Market before. For those of you that have been with me on this channel for 4 years now, 4.5 years, I actually did a live stream at the Winter Garden Farmers Market in a MAGA hat. I think it was 3 years ago. if I can recall. I'm actually going to my YouTube channel right now to see when I went there. Winter Garden. I guess I didn't label it Winter Garden, so it's not coming up. Yeah, I guess I didn't label it Winter Garden. It's probably a live stream I made private or deleted. But anyway, I was there a couple years ago in a MAGA hat. I was just filming with my iPhone, so definitely a little bit more conspicuous than Caitlin Bennett here, who has a nice camera, security, as well as a cameraman, and she has a mic. I think, you know, her setup just looks a lot more professional than mine.
So what they want you to do, if you can do it outside that area right there, that's
I don't
fine.
have to. So I have the First Amendment right to be in public. So the city of Winter Garden has a permit just to hold this event and allow vendors to set up their booths.
The thing about
We
it
went
is-
through this in Lakeland, and actually they had to backtrack with their city attorney and retrain their entire police department because they tried to trespass me from a public
I'm not
farmer's market.
trespassing you.
Okay, great. Then we'll
I'm
continue
not-
our
I'm not
interviews.
trespassing you. I'm just
Yeah.
asking you kindly if you can do it right outside their area. That'd be awesome.
No, I'm not going to do that because I have every right to be here, but I appreciate you kindly asking me. I'm going to respectfully say no. I'm not going to do that because I have every right to be here. It's not private property. It's not a private event. It's open to the public and it's hosted by a city entity.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about it in just
Okay,
a second.
sure.
Johnny, she doesn't want to leave because this
Oh,
is
it's not about me wanting to. I'm not going to leave. Let's just make that clear. I'm not going to leave. It's not about me not wanting to. It's that I have a right to be here, and I'm going to maintain that right and stand up for myself, and I'm not going to leave. I would like to get on with my interviews, though, and so I can continue talking to people. We just went through this in Lakeland. I can't be removed from a public space. This is not a private event. It's held by the city of Winter Garden, so this is literally a government entity that's holding this, and I would hate to have to make another video about this, and you guys get another letter from my lawyer, because this will be the third one.
It's a permitted event.
Yeah.
You run a permit.
Yes, we do.
Permanent event means nothing. It's still open to the public and it's held on public streets. If they wanted to make it private, they would have to do kind of like ticketing. You have to pay for tickets. Now I am looking at the Winter Garden Farmers Market website. I just want to be transparent what I'm doing in the background with you guys. Let me pull it up for you right now. And they do have some guidelines here, but again, policy is not law, right? Police officers are not policy enforcers, they are law enforcers. And when a policy overrides the Constitution, that policy is considered null and void. So here are the rules here. No soliciting. She's not soliciting anything. No petitioning. Not doing any petitions. No unauthorized fundraising. No political solicitation. No unauthorized selling of goods. No religious solicitation. No flash mobs, top events, costume characters. Marketing materials, animals, except leash dogs and cats. So I don't think what she's doing, any of those, it doesn't apply, any of those. Let's see, about, events, Winter Garden Farmers Market. There's really not that much information here. I thought there'd be a lot more. I mean, they do have the Winter Garden City logo. They also have, it's called the Winter Garden Farmers Market. So this does look like it is funded by the city. And the permits always go for the vendors, not the attendees. Vendor info. Yeah, there's really not much information here beyond what I just read for you guys. All right, let's get back to the video.
So you run a permit to allow these vendors to be on the streets. That's what you allow. You cannot remove me from this event. You cannot do any of that. So I'm not breaking any laws. If you could show me the city code.
A public road or a private road?
Who owns this road? Who owns this? Is this a public space?
Can you have Sierra, please?
Is this a public space?
He's going to take care of it for you. Don't worry.
They don't want to answer
Well,
the
you
question.
came to want to take care of me, so I'm just asking you. Is this a public space?
No, I can't because I run the event. That's why I came over
Is
here.
this a public space?
Yeah, they have comments.
I have the owner coming for you. Don't worry.
Okay, the owner of what?
It's a permitted event.
I know,
so-
but you said the owner's coming. The owner of what?
The event management company that manages this.
Okay, and hired by who?
She's coming.
Okay, I know. Who hired her?
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking.
Who hired her? The owner of what? These streets?
It's a permitted event.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a permitted event, but you.
But you can't interview. That's
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can. What city code or law?
Then you don't have the right to interview me.
Wow. Okay, that's the First Amendment, guys. You can be filmed in public.
Correct, filmed, not interviewed.
Then don't talk to me then.
Right, and I'm
They
asking
just
you
turn
to
around.
talk to me.
So anyway, I just want to correct your claims before my lawyer has to do it. You are in public space. This event is. I'm speaking to you. You don't have to talk back. You're going to listen though. So. This
Oh my
is a
God,
public
Caitlin Bennett is a beast.
space. You have a permit to hold this event in this space. You don't have a permit to make this private property and kick people out. So here we go again. I almost feel like a First Amendment auditor at the.
Yeah, I think that people don't realize is like when you do public events like this, like when you do street interviews, you also are becoming a First Amendment auditor. I've had to do a few First Amendment audits myself on my channel, where I got to stand up for my rights, and I have won all except one argument. And the reason why is because when I was in Midtown Tampa, turns out that the street I was on was privately owned. However, if I had gone 15 feet towards a different street, then I would have been on a public road. So, again, I was on this street, private. This street was public. You know, that was my fault. I thought the street I was on was public. Was public. It wasn't. But we are definitely doing First Amendment audits.
This point, like, hi, how are you? Are you Dana?
Yeah,
or
I am.
Hi, Dana. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Did you get permission from the Florida Film Association to be here?
Yeah, so I'm not filming for a movie, and I'm not filming for a commercialized thing like that. We don't have a camera crew with us. We have no boom mics, and it's just a YouTube video, which is within my rights to be here and do this.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I am recording, and so I am going to get what you're saying
I
to
just
me.
don't want that in.
Sure, so we'll leave it right here.
I'm just asking if you had permission. Usually we go
Yeah.
through the steps of the Florida Film Commission.
Yeah, she was given permission by what's called the First Amendment. So that's the answer. Yes, I have permission from the First Amendment.
Sends an email to City Hall, and
Yeah.
then City Hall lets us know if they're permitting filming of the market. That's all.
Yeah. So
That's-
I don't need permission to film because I am in a public space owned by the government, and this is an event open to the public. You guys.
And she's also considered press, journalism, documentary purposes. So she's covered on multiple grounds here.
guys have a permit to hold these vendors here and allow these vendors to be here, but that's it. And so we went through this in Lakeland. I'm not sure if you're privy to that. So you could go to my YouTube channel, Liberty Hangout, and type in Democrats tried to ban me from the Lakeland downtown farmers market. And then you can see the subsequent video where my lawyer got involved. The police had to be retrained. And I actually
This
did
is
have to
not
be here.
necessary. Look, this is not necessary.
Well, this isn't necessary. I just want to be left alone and be able to talk to
Okay,
people.
Do you have a business?
No.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. All right, we're leaving and we're going to continue what we're doing. And so I don't want to be followed by you guys. I'm just going to continue what I'm doing. Deal? All right, there we go. Perfect.
Yo, she is a beast. She is an absolute beast.
So I almost feel like I need to be a First Amendment auditor at these things. This is-
Hold on, I might have seen a Chica Guapa. Just gotta go. Let's see if there was Chica Guapa.
so I almost feel like I need to be a First Amendment auditor.
So I just want to tell you guys, I took my third dose of testosterone supplements since I have lower T due to end-stage renal disease. When you have kidney failure, it throws a lot of your hormones out of balance. So I've been doing testosterone shots. I've done 3 weeks so far of low dose. And I think I'm definitely feeling the early signs of an impact of it, which is cool. And I'm excited to see what happens the next 3 months. They say it takes 3 months for it to really kick in, so I'm excited to see where it goes for me.
Auditor at these.
But I was right in the background. There is a Chica Guapa right over here, as we can see. That is a Chica Guapa. Appears to be a woman of Asian American descent with a white husband. We call those what is it? WMAF, white male Asian female. But there you go. And by the way, I do want to tell you guys one thing. It did take me about a month to get my testosterone prescription fulfilled. Okay? It took about a month because first I had to go to my primary care. He had to get approval from my nephrologist. That was pretty quick. Then they sent prescription to CVS. CVS said the insurance rejected it. So I then had to call I had to call my health insurance, explain why I was being prescribed testosterone. And then it turns out the dosage that the doctor put in, CVS doesn't have anymore. So we had to keep going back and forth with health insurance, CVS, and my doctors getting the right script, getting it approved. It was a nightmare. It took about a month. And I told my doctor, I said, yo, if I was trans, do you think I would have gotten it immediately? He goes, absolutely. If you said you're transgender, they would not have given me any of these issues. But it's because you're a man trying to be a man, they're going to try to stonewall you a little bit. Stonewall, that's the name of the very famous gay bar in Manhattan, I believe. But anyway, yeah, so I finally got it. And this is the bottle right over here. They have to put it into my muscles every week. Every week. I only have half a dose left. And then in July, I get my next round of therapy. So we're going to be... You see this now, guys? This is probably going to get 25% bigger. 25% bigger. My right arms are definitely stronger. But we're going to have so many gains out of this world. I cannot freaking wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to look like a real man again. I cannot wait to look like a real man again. A real man.
Thanks. This is another example why it's so important, guys, to stand up for free speech in public forums. This is what this is. It's a traditional public forum, and I have every right to be here. We've had so many great conversations, nothing heated, everybody just listening to each other's sides, and that wouldn't be allowed to happen in a place like this and recorded if we kicked everybody out that just had a video camera and wanted to film actual conversations and dialogue going on in this country. Not everybody's out to be crazy at these protests and stuff. There's people who are willing to listen, engage, and have a conversation and change minds. And that's why it's so important to support exactly what we came out here to do today. Free speech in a public forum.
More bigoted behavior, and but in general.
So I'm looking at the background, and it looks like the police are still trying to figure out what to do with her. And they're acting like they're in a panic. They're acting like they're in a panic.
I think it's... Oh, sorry. Trying to pay attention.
So we're gonna ask you to leave the market due to the videotaping and interviewing our customers.
Sure.
We've asked you nicely to leave.
So what policy or city code am I breaking?
I'm asking you once again to please leave our market area.
So what policy or city code am I breaking?
Ma'am, I'm going to ask one more time, and then I'm not asking.
What'll happen if I don't leave? What's going to happen if I don't leave?
So basically the way it is right now is this is private property for the farmers market.
Okay.
They don't want you guys on property.
Okay.
You're welcome to step off of property, which is anything outside of the Cornondoff area. But that's fine. So at this time, you guys are being trespassed, okay?
So we just went through this in Lakeland, downtown Lakeland, for their farmers market. Who owns this street?
This street?
Yeah.
This will be owned by the city.
So this is hold on, Justin, I've got it.
It's owned by the city, but right now it's being rented out as a private event.
So this is a private event. It's an event open to the public, and the permit that is hosted here is just to have the market. And this is a traditional public forum in the highest extent, and I have every right to be here.
Take on it?
That's the law.
Okay, that's your take on it?
Yeah.
That's your take on it? Yo, these police are going to be freaking getting re-educated very soon.
Yeah.
But right now we're going to ask you to leave, okay?
They're like, we know we're not really following the law here, but we're still going to ask you to leave.
And what if I don't?
Then you will go to jail.
I'm going to go to jail if I don't leave the farmer's market.
Correct, yes.
You guys are going to get
Interruptions outside of here or go over here on Plant Street. You can talk to people on Plant Street. We don't care.
So what would you be arresting me
For
for?
trespass after warning because you're being asked to leave.
Right. I understand that she's being trespassed, and then once you're trespassed, you have to leave. Like, she has to comply at this point because she's being trespassed, whether or not it's lawful or unlawful. However, to trespass her, there needed to be a crime that she was accused of committing or some kind of illegal conduct. What was the crime? What was the legal conduct? Because to trespass from a public street, that you need a reason. You can't be trespassed for doing a legal protected activity. That's the issue.
Private event right now.
This isn't private. You guys are wrong. This is not a private event.
We're not going to argue about that, so it's going to be your choice. You can either leave or you can go to jail. That's your choice right now.
Okay. How long would I be in jail for?
You'll have a bond and you'll be able to bond out.
This is happening once again. We just went through this.
We'll hear from our lawyers, and you guys risk losing qualified immunity. That's up to you if you want to do that.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get arrested because I have children at home, but you guys know this is not a private event.
Go down here to Plant Street and just sit there at the corner, and you can talk to anybody that you want outside.
He says, "Go sit there at the corner like she's a fucking dog."
Of those black barriers.
So what law or city code am I breaking?
Right now, you're violating the events rules and regulations. Is what?
Yeah, that you're a police officer. You're not a policy enforcer. He just admitted. Look at him. You just violated the market's policies and regulations. Look at his little wrist, his flamboyant little wrist. What a cuck soy boy. They're not policy restriction enforcers. They're law enforcers. What law is she violating? If you don't have an answer, then you can't trespass on a public street. Oh my God. What a clown.
What you're doing.
Okay, so that's not true. That their role.
According to them, you are. Okay.
Who is he? Who are you?
He's event staff.
With who? Like, what's your name? That you're wanting me to be trespassed?
I'm asking you to leave.
Okay.
Once again.
Are you asking them to trespass me?
Yes, if you don't leave.
And who are you? What's your name?
I work for event staff.
Okay. That's the name of the company? Event staff?
Yes. Yes.
The name of the company is just event staff.
Okay, we're perpetuating this even longer. Why don't we just get on with it?
You guys are, so I am going to leave, but you guys are asking me, you're threatening me with arrest if I don't leave a public event. Yeah, he said if I don't leave, I'm going to be arrested.
Because you're being trespassed from the city of Winter Garden.
Are you going to file that in court?
We will, yes.
Okay, please do that. Yeah, do you need my information to officially trespass me?
You need to be trespassed first, or you need
You are trespassing me.
You are trespassed.
Okay, so if I get an official trespass warning, how do I obtain one of those?
Can I see your license?
Yes.
What fucking scumbags.
You.
And by the way, you guys might have seen my video from the No Kings protest in Orlando where I was assaulted. And when I say assaulted, by the way, guys, I don't mean injured or hurt. I was just a woman threw a handful of mulch at the back of my head, which is defined as assault. That's an assault. Any unwanted touching is considered assault. So I was assaulted in the Orlando No Kings, right in front of the police officer, literally right in front of his face. And the guy acted like he didn't see shit because he didn't want to do his job. He didn't want to do his job. So these cops here need to be re-educated and retrained.
If you're threatening to trespass me,
My number.
does that entail being arrested? If you just officially trespass me?
It does not. You have to be in handcuffs.
Right now,
Okay.
you are officially trespassed.
So officially so that's a warning. Officially trespassing me means you have to file it.
So you're warned if you come back on the property that.
By the way, I do think in Florida you can be orally trespassed, and it counts as much as a written trespass. That is something I looked up. Oral trespass is similar to a written trespass. I believe the main difference, though, is that an oral trespass, there's no official time frame, whereas in a written trespass, they're typically for a year. So a lot of times you are getting trespassed, you don't want it in writing so that you can come back like the next day or the next week, but you also do want it in writing if you believe you're being illegally trespassed so that you can actually put a lawsuit against the city because you now have documented proof. So there's pros and cons to getting it written, but I think in this case, I think it's going to benefit Caitlin to have a written trespass because then she can actually have a stronger case.
That you can go to jail. Okay. If you refuse to leave, you can go to jail. That's what it is right now. So you're officially.
So I'm going to leave, but he has my ID, so I'm going to deal with him right now.
Get your ID back. You have to leave the property.
Okay. So I'm officially trespassed. You're going to file this in court.
We're not going to file it in this course, but if you do come back, then we will file it in court or you'll go to jail. Okay.
But there's no official trespass.
You are officially trespassed right now.
This is a warning. This is an official trespass.
Yeah, it's even oral
Trespass
counts.
from here. If you return Because what happens, you have to be trespassed, okay? If you refuse to leave, then if you come back, you can go to jail. Or if you refuse to leave, you can go to jail.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'm going to leave because I have children and they...
Find out this gentleman's name.
Yeah, what is your name?
Event staff.
That's not your name. What is your name?
Unfortunately.
We'll find out. We'll find out your name.
Making our way off the property, okay?
Okay, so I think it's really upsetting
Tom,
that this is
come
happening
here.
once again. You guys are going to have to hear from my lawyer once again. So yeah, we'll go this way.
It's not that hard to stand up for the First Amendment. That's
Yeah, this is a traditional public forum. You guys are kicking out. So why am I being asked to leave?
Oh, Lord.
We're done asking questions. You didn't leave.
You're an officer is threatening me with arrest. You can't answer my question?
I answered all the questions.
Why am I being asked to leave?
Public property.
Public property.
I explained that to you.
Is it because of who I am, or is it because
Closed event is not.
it is not? It's an event open to the public. You walking back?
To 2 p.m., which is the same thing I told you at the beginning when I spoke to you.
literally walking on a public street.
Yeah.
Public sidewalk over here. Public park right here.
I went into a public restroom earlier. So if I come back next Saturday, you guys are gonna arrest me.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. On what grounds?
Trespass after one.
Trespass from a public event and public property. And then just to reiterate,
And it's run by the city government.
yeah, the city government holds this a permit, and the permit does not make this private property. We're going this way. I'm not telling these people where I'm parked. Oh, I don't know if you're allowed to record here, sir. So this is happening once again. Justin, get in front of me. This is not the video that I wanted to have to make today. We went to the Winter Garden farmers market, and as you can see, the police are threatening me with arrest once again. And I know my rights. I am in a traditional public forum. This is not a private event that they keep claiming it's private property, just like the Lakeland Police Department did, who had to be retrained. And so I guess we're going to have to go through this again. This was not my intention. This is not what I wanted, but I'm going to stand up for myself and the First Amendment and public spaces to have conversations, even if people don't like what they're about. So I am leaving because I have children. Children are more important to get back home to than being arrested, because they did say that they would literally put me in handcuffs and I would spend the night in jail. So that's what we're doing. So are we banned from the are we banned from the parking garage too?
From the farmer's market.
Okay, so that's not part of the farmer's market over there.
Once you get past the black, you can be over there. You can see.
So you're going to tell me I can't be on this public sidewalk?
That's correct.
How can I not be on a public sidewalk?
Yeah, I mean, when it came to the Lakeland market, it turns out that the permit only covered curb to curb. So anything in the street was considered permitted. Anything on the sidewalk was open to the public. So these cops, even if they did trespass her from the permanent event, the sidewalks are not considered part of the farmers market if the rules are the same as Lakeland.
So you're going to tell me right here.
We need to keep walking.
Let's continue, please. Let's continue.
Yeah, no, I'm not allowed on a public sidewalk?
We can keep talking after we get off.
Is this a sidewalk?
We can keep talking after we get off the property.
What property, though? Like, what? Get off of what property?
Keep walking, please.
Keep walking. He's going to arrest me if I don't keep walking into the parking garage. If I did not have children back home, I would definitely just allow them to arrest me.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm in the parking garage. Anything else I can do for you guys? Any other rights of mine you want to violate?
Not at this time.
Not at this time, but just this one, just the first one. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
hope you look forward to the video
We
tonight.
appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure you post it everywhere. I don't have any social media, but I'm sure that, you all do.
You know, what's sad is that I'm not breaking any laws.
Thank you very
I'm not
much.
doing anything.
Have a nice day, folks.
You guys are going to have a nice, probably couple of weeks. So this is not my intention, but I almost feel compelled to start being a First Amendment auditor. We'll have to discuss if that's something that we want to break out into our channel. It's really, really just upsetting that here we are once again. The police just don't know the boundaries of what's private and public property. And I know a lot of you guys are like, stand up for yourself. Do you want me to be here?
Yeah, like that's my issue too. Is like when I was in Tampa, down Midtown, and the police threatened me with arrest. I don't know if you guys saw that video. That video only got like 13,000 views, by the way. It was before my channel like blew up recently. I think if I had that same situation now, I think I probably would have got a lot more views. To be honest, I'm just gonna pull it up on screen real quick. Hey, who's playing with that toy? That toy's getting really annoying. Come here. Stop. Enough with the speaker toy. All right, let me just find the video real quick. Customize channel. Hold on. Get off. We're not doing anything right now. Where is it? Yeah, this video right here. I found it. Get off. Come on. Stop. You're gonna go home. Okay. Hold on, guys. Okay. So this is the video of me at the farmer's market when they threatened me with arrest.
Private property. So if they want you to leave, you have to leave.
Yeah, my bad, guys. My laptop I think is fucked up because like it said I had 25% battery left, and then it just dies. Like it dies when it looks like I have still enough battery left. Anyway, I'm back. Everyone see me? Everyone, let me know if you guys see me. You guys see me? You guys see me? You guys see me here? Let me know in the comments if we're back. Are we back? Are we back? All right, cool. Am I moving? Because I see some of you say I'm frozen. Am I moving? All right, cool. So yeah, this was when I was threatened with trespass.
Okay. So if you refuse to leave, I'm gonna arrest both of you and your daughter's from animal control.
Well, you have to trespass us first, and then if you don't leave.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, but we're going to take off now.
Okay. Have a good.
So yeah, that's when they threatened me with arrest. And they said my dogs are going to go to animal control. Fucking bastards, threatening my dogs like that. What was I going to say? Yeah, the only reason why I can't go through with the arrest is because I'm on dialysis. I can't risk being in jail. And just like Caitlin Bennett has kids, she can't risk being in jail. So someone with kids, not really the best person to be a First Amendment auditor. Someone on dialysis, not the best person to be a First Amendment auditor.
Yeah, so, okay.
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, if I step in here, I'm going to be arrested.
Like Lakeland in there?
They threatened to arrest me.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
just
great.
like Lakeland.
Just like Lakeland, okay.
Yeah, just like Lakeland.
That's
yeah.
a shame, damn.
Yeah, so if you get a photo, you can come over here and get one. So I just want to just clarify something with you guys. I know a lot of you will be in the comments like, why don't you just, stand up for yourself, let them arrest you. At the end of the day, my priority and my responsibility is to my children, and I need to make it back home to them because they are what matters most. And while if I didn't have children, I would definitely just let them arrest me. That's not the case. So I do just want to clarify that. I've seen some comments. I just want to point that out there. But again, this is telling me that I can't.
Of course, I back the blue. I still back the blue, and I still back ICE, and I back all of our federal enforcement agents, as long as they're doing their jobs the right way and they're doing their jobs correctly. But when these individuals are on power trips and they act like scumbags, I don't support those specific individuals.
Be on public sidewalks, and I'm not allowed to go to these restaurants over here. I can't go to the splash pad with my children if I ever wanted to come here and do that during the farmers market. I can't go down that little public place right there and patronize those shops because to get there I'd have to go through the farmers market, which is just very interesting. So here we are. It's Lakeland 2.0. That.
Thank you, Turk Mom, for the $2 super chat. Hi, Adam. Just seen your live when get off of work.
Cop had a lot of funny things to say, and so we'll see if his tune changes when he has to sit through a retraining program for violating my First Amendment rights. And so, with that being said, if you want to be up for another MAGA market on Saturday, stay tuned, hit that notification bell, or donate to my Patreon at patreon.com.
All right, guys, I know where I'm going this Saturday. I'll be at the Winter Garden Farmers Market in my MAGA hat, in my Trump hat. If you guys are in the Orlando area and you are interested in joining us for another show of solidarity and to support the First Amendment, please contact me. Email patrioticpoppy@gmail.com. Instagram, Adam Francisco, Patriotic Poppy, Be Free My Sheeple. Facebook, Adam Francisco. X, Adam Francisco _ You can contact me in those places if you want to show up this Saturday coming up, which is June. What day is that? Okay, June 28th. So this Saturday, June 28th, I will be at the Farmers Market in Winter Garden in a MAGA hat as a show of solidarity with Caitlin Bennett. So again, no, this is Winter Garden, not Winter Haven. This is Winter Garden. So contact me. Let me know if you want to join. We had about 100 people show up at Lakeland. Since this is closer to Orlando and a much bigger city, I think that we should easily be able to get 200 people. So please contact me if you're interested.
/Caitlin Bennett. We can chat one-on-one, and if you want to know what I'm doing and you want to be a part of that MAGA market, sign up there. You'll get into my Facebook group, and I'll keep you updated with that so you can join me. We are outside of the Winter Garden Police Department. We asked to speak to a supervisor because that's something we didn't do in Lakeland, so we're going to make sure we talk to a supervisor and possibly file a complaint. It's really frustrating when this stuff happens. Even if the farmers market had a rule that said that you aren't allowed to talk to people and film in there, that's illegal. And the fact that this farmers market, the Winter Garden Farmers Market, is literally owned and put on by the city of Winter Garden. They can't restrict First Amendment activities in a traditional public forum like that. And so it's just like, I don't even want to have to be doing this. Like, I don't want to have to challenge the police or even get the police to try and trespass me. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to talk to people, and it's just so frustrating. So anyway, we'll see what happens with the supervisor. While I have you here and talking about farmers markets and the exact same thing happening in Lakeland, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go down to our videos in the video section and find Democrats ban me from the Lakeland farmers market. The exact same thing happened then of what's happening now, and we have an update coming about that situation. We have body cam footage, we have public records requests that was just sent to us a couple of days ago, so we're gonna also be providing an update for that. So if you've been following that along, stay tuned, hit that notification so you get alerted when we actually do get that update out, and it's some good stuff. You're gonna want to see it.
Monday morning, since
Who else would I contact?
you can talk to our professional standards, and that's Lieutenant Darius. She deals with almost all the complaints. Or my lieutenant will be in Monday morning and probably around 10 o'clock. You can talk to them.
Okay. Can you tell me what city code or anything like that I was breaking?
As far as being on the property there for the farmers market?
Yeah.
So the city contracts out that property right there, the farmers market. They're a third party vendor that manages the farmers markets.
That means nothing. It's still happening on a public street. And this is the risk that you take when you host events on public streets, is that there can be legally protected constitutional activity happening on those streets. You know, there's a park in St. Petersburg where they had the St. Pete Youth Pride, right? And they have weddings at that same park. They have weddings there. And one of the disclaimers of having a wedding at a public park is that passers-by can interfere with your wedding. That's a risk you take. Now, generally, people see a wedding, they try not to get too close, they don't get involved, because people have a lot of common decency. If somebody did want to walk through the wedding, they would be legally allowed to. That's what they don't understand. Like, just because you have a permit, just because you rent the space from the city, doesn't erase all of your First Amendment rights.
So they basically convert that to a private event at the time. And then so anybody
How
that
do
goes
you
in there.
know that?
No, they don't convert to a private event. That's a myth.
That's been given to me through my administration, through City Hall. Okay, so that's I've been here 10 years, and it's always been ran that way. The city doesn't put any money into it. All they do is collect like the permitting fees and stuff like that.
The city doesn't put any money into it. They just collect the permitting fees. So the city is making money on it. It's a transaction between the city that already owns the streets. The city already owns the streets.
From the vendors and stuff like that, but it's all done through a third-party vendor.
What's the third-party vendor?
I don't know off the top of my head what the name of it is.
So you're telling me the city of Winter Garden does not put that on?
The city does not sponsor. They don't put that on, no.
They don't.
Of course, they are involved because it's their streets. They have to give approval for those events to run on their streets.
Put that on?
No, they don't put that on.
That's what it says on the website.
Correct. Yeah. So they're a sponsor of it, but it's within the city of Winter Garden, but they don't actually put the farmers market on. So everything that's coordinated through.
My guy, if you go to the Winter Garden Farmers Market website, what do you see on the bottom? We already did this. My guy, Winter Garden Farmers Market. We already did this early in the stream. If you go to the wintergardenfarmersmarket.com, what do you see on the bottom right here? What do you see at the bottom? What do you see? You see the Winter Garden logo. The city of Winter Garden. Right there, Winter Garden. That's the logo. There's the farmers market logo, which is right here. And then there's the city logo. The city logo. It's the city logo because it is run by the city. Oh my God, these people.
There's coordinated through a third party.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't know what that third party is.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I can. It's kind of hard to get information on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But City Hall would have all that information for you.
Okay.
Or Lieutenant Dries, like I said, for professional standards, will be able to help you out and get that information for you.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you have no clue how it converts into private property?
As far as contracts or anything like that,
Oh, like city ordinance.
So
Like how what magically transforms that space? Because usually it's public, right? It's public.
yes.
Okay.
Right, yes.
So how does it transform into private property when it's open to the public?
I don't have an answer for you. City Hall has been doing the negotiations with the third party, and I don't know if there's a agreement or some type of contract. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
So this farmers market, it's some third party private entity
Right.
contacts City Hall and gets a permit for it.
Yes, so they have a permit, and then every one of the vendors has permits within that to be open air vendors
Right.
through that third party. So the city doesn't do anything as far as the organizing it, promoting it, anything like that, other than just being part of City Winter Garden.
That's interesting because online it says differently.
Okay.
Online it says this is hosted and put on by the City of Winter Garden.
Okay. I'd have to look at it and see.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even know the answer. He just admitted right there. I have to look at it and see. He is admitting right there he does not know the answer.
But that's my understanding. That's what's been told to me.
And what if your understanding is wrong and you just threaten me with arrest for being in a public area?
Okay. I made contact before we actually ran you guys off of there with my administration. And our chief of police actually made the determination to have you guys leave. Okay. So this is coming not from me directly, from my chief of police. Okay.
Why were we being asked to leave?
Because they have rules and regulations of the farmers market. They have their own rules and stuff in there.
Of course.
Again, rules and regulations are not law. You're law officers. You're not policy officers.
Them is that you can't record like any type of like anything more than just your normal phone or something like that.
That's such a lie. Oh my God. The rule would be either you can't film at all with any camera or you can film with any device. There is no like, I mean, the iPhone is already so powerful, right? That 20 years ago, the iPhone quality would be considered professional quality. Let's be honest. So just because they have a nicer camera doesn't mean all of a sudden that it's now you can't use it. Oh my God.
You can take pictures and stuff, but if it's more of like a commercial type thing.
Again, commercial type thing means they're filming a commercial for Nike, Samsung. Like they're trying to do something professional. No, they're not doing that. This is journalism, press, First Amendment protected free speech.
Then they don't allow that within the property of the farmer's market. Okay, so that's what they were looking at.
Yeah. I read that before I came here. It actually applies to like commercials or having a large film crew with boom boxes and large filming equipment, which we don't.
Yeah, and they look at it as if it's going to be published anything, then there needs to be a permit for that.
Yeah.
Everyone publishes stuff to everyone with their iPhone that's taking videos and photos are publishing it somewhere. Where is it being published? Not New York Times, not Fox News. It's being published to our personal social media platforms, which, by the way, some of us do operate like channels or press platforms because we're big enough. Like Caitlin Bennett, the amount of views she gets on her videos, she gets 1 million views a lot of times. That is more views than a lot of mainstream channels get today. So yes, we are sometimes on the level of mainstream media, but we're not mainstream media. We are posting to our personal socials that happen to have a large following.
In the city, and then they get not allowed in the property of the farmer's market.
But that's an illegal rule for them to have. And I wish I just had you guys to understand more about this, because we literally just went through this in Lakeland, where they threatened to trespass me. Well, they gave me a trespass warning. They threatened me with arrest. And then my lawyer got involved, the city attorney got involved, and it was told to them that they can't do that. It's illegal to do that, and that a permit on a public space like that does not make the property private. That space is open to the public, and it's a public space. And so, I don't think you guys particularly know the in and outs of this, because we just went through this. But if you have something to say, I have another question. If you had something to say to respond to that.
I was just saying, like, I don't know, like I said, what the agreements are or what converts that to a private venue, as far as that's concerned. I know within the city, like the city has like parks and stuff where we have rules and stuff, so we can enforce those like certain hours and stuff like that, or conduct, stuff like that.
Correct, conduct. If someone decides to, for example, pee in public on a public street, that would be considered a legal act. They could be arrested and they could be trespassed, right? Because you're committing a crime. What crime was she committing? Press? Activities of the press is not a crime.
Any type, and the only thing like here is like they basically extend the pavilion into the rest of the farmers market, because it used to just be the pavilion, used to be real small, and then they just kind of get bigger and bigger. But I'm not sure as far as the legalities of that. Off the top of my head,
were you just following someone else's
orders? I'm just passing it down from our chief down through us. So that's been the standing ever since I've been here. That they basically rent that out from the city, and it becomes their venue at the time. And then and I don't know the legalities as far as that's concerned. Our city hall, they have all the attorneys and stuff like that. I don't have that.
Do you know if the footprint includes the sidewalks?
It doesn't.
Yes. So anything, my understanding, anything with like where the block barriers are on the roadways, anything in there, like the splash pad itself is not.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's trying to sound like authoritative, like he knows. But if you listen to the words he's using, he's also admitting he doesn't know shit. From my understanding, that means I don't actually know.
Part of the farmers market, but anything like the roadways there and the sidewalks, as far as that's concerned, all the way from Highland here to Boyd, and then from Plant Street down to where our police cars were down there by the.
So like, I believe so. We just had this Iran-Israel thing, which we'll talk about after this video is over. But like, if someone asked me, how many bombs did Iran drop on U.S. military bases today in Qatar? I can answer in one of two ways. I could say option one, I believe it was 14 bombs, or from my understanding, it was 14 bombs. That implies I don't really know the answer. Or option two, I could say 14 bombs were dropped. That exudes confidence, like I'm making a statement of fact. This guy is not making a statement of fact. He's making an opinion.
Parking garage. So that's part of the farmers market. And that's territory that they're given for the farmers market itself.
Right. So my question is, I was given a trespass warning.
Right.
So I'm not actually trespassed.
You are trespassed from there. So if you do return, you can be subject to liability.
So are you going to file that, and I will get a paper stating that?
I have a paper. Do you want me to give you a copy of that?
Yes.
I can do that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I can get that for you. Do you have any other questions before I do that?
That's like an official trespass.
Correct, yes.
Okay, yes, I would like that.
Yeah, I will get that for you. Do you
I
have any
don't
other
think I have
questions
any. Do you have
can
any other
ask?
questions?
Not that I can think of right now.
Nope,
no.
that's good.
All right, let me get that for you, and then I'll be right back with you,
Thank
okay?
you so much. Appreciate
You guys
it.
want to stay on
I
the
guess
feed, or you
follow up. Is that
Yeah.
trespass just for her?
Right now, yes. Yes.
Okay, so you can
I'm
go
not
ahead.
trespassed.
So we just trespassed her at the request of the farmer's market staff.
Okay,
There was
so-
no mention of you or.
Yeah, this is a personal thing they did. My guess is that a lot of these farmers market people, they know each other, and they know about Lakeland, and so they wanted to kind of stick it to Caitlin, right? They wanted to say we're gonna stick it to her, and if we see her here, we're gonna trespass her too. But they're violating the law doing that. But I think this is personal because what they should have done is they should have trespassed the camera person, which is her husband, as well as Caitlin, but they didn't do that. They only trespassed Caitlin, who, by the way, wasn't even holding the camera.
Or
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But you had
I'm
the
the one that
camera.
was doing the thing that they said isn't allowed to be done.
Did they
I don't
say
have
that
a
it's
question.
because of anything that I was talking about, or?
Nothing specifically other than that you were going up and asking people questions and stuff like that, which was against their.
That you were going up and asking people questions. So you can't go up and ask people questions.
Their policies.
Someone once told this to me at a farmer's market. They're like, they said to me, like, you're not allowed to go up and ask people questions. They said that to me, and I was like, what? I was like, no, I can ask people questions. They don't have to, they could choose to say no. I was like, what are you guys talking about?
And then there's also like a permitting process that the city has for recording and
Yeah.
like.
That
there's
doesn't
a land
apply to
film
me
commission, all
though.
that stuff.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
said-
I would like to,
like I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
That's what that was brought up to us.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
but- okay.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I ran all this through my chain of command through the chief, and that's
Yeah.
the direction that I got, and then that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
Well, we know you're just doing your job.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, your attorney can get a hold of our attorneys and
Of
come up
course.
with some resolution, and then go from there. So,
Yeah.
But let me get that copy for you. And
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, can we
There's
pop
a copy of the trespass warning.
Okay, so this
Your
is-
information. It's got the person for the farmer's market that requested.
Oh, I didn't realize she was talking to the same guy that trespassed her. I thought it was a different officer. So that's this guy that was part of the trespass team.
Trespass, and then all the information.
So you're gonna give me his name, but I have it now.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so this is a warning. What about this is not an official trespass?
So this is just basically saying if you return back to the property without permission from the farmer's market, then you're subject to arrest.
I'm subject to arrest.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
what's the
So-
difference between a warning and an official trespass?
It's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Alrighty, I have been trespassed officially. Fine. Will this go through courts? Will I get something in the mail for this, or
No,
this is
that's
it?
that's it. So,
Alrighty, Joseph David Desiato. Thank
works
you.
for the third party.
He works-
So that's if she returns back at all, like not even filming, just shopping.
Yeah, if she returns at all, she's subject to arrest.
Does that expire at any point?
Like I said, she can stay outside the farmer's market.
Yeah,
She
but if I
can't go
just
back
came
in the
with my
property.
kids and I
Correct.
wanted to get something to eat or the
That
restaurant,
is
does this
correct.
expire?
It does not expire right now.
The trespasses are usually for a year. What is he talking about? How long does a trespass warning last in Florida? Oh, okay. So it says, while some warnings may have a defined end date, like 1 year, others may remain in effect indefinitely until revoked. It would be a misdemeanor if she returns. Arrest and prosecution, which is a misdemeanor. While verbal warnings can be given, written warnings are more likely to be enforced in court as they provide proof of the warning. However, she also does film the verbal. So I think that because it's filmed, it probably does carry the same weight as a paper. That's my guess.
Unless something changes from the event staff allowing you back on the property, then we can resend it and stuff like that.
Something happened, or a
Through
lawyer.
your attorneys and all that stuff. Yeah. So
Sounds good.
That's above my pay grade, and I'm not sure.
Of course,
how
of
that-
course.
All that works out. So,
Of course.
but-
Indefinite, yes. All right, here it is. I was officially trespassed. He said this is the same exact thing as an official trespass. And so, little old me got trespassed officially, I guess, from the Winter Garden Farmers Market. And so, I don't know what we're going to do with this, but stay tuned to find out because this is very interesting. For free speech. Free speech. I don't think they're going to get away with it, though. I don't know. My lawyer's pretty awesome, so let's see what happens.
Go.
I just wanted to point out also that they trespassed me for filming, but I didn't even have the camera. I just had a microphone. And my husband, who is my cameraman, who was filming is not trespass. So he can come back, but I can't, and we're being trespassed. I'm being trespassed for filming, but I actually wasn't filming. So that makes me wonder why exactly I was trespassed if I wasn't doing any filming. So interesting.
Hey, Caitlin, if you want me to go and have Justin film, that would be kind of hilarious if you want to do that. I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas on the spot. I don't even know if you're here, Caitlin. You might not be here today. All right. The one thing I want to look up is I want to look at her Facebook page. For those of you who are not following Kate on Facebook, her public page is Kate's Unsafe Space. So we're going to go there now. Kate's Unsafe Space. We've got 1 million followers there. Kate's Unsafe Space. That's a great photo. Okay, so she has her video here. It happened again. I was banned from the Winter Garden Farmers Market, threatened with arrest. This is the Winter Garden Farmers Market page. I'm going to leave a comment right now. Let's leave a snarky comment. Why does Winter Garden... No, let's do how come the Winter Garden Farmers Market doesn't respect the Constitution and free speech. I guess you are going to have to get re-educated. By some lawyers. Yep, look at all these comments. They are getting roasted now. I see a huge lawsuit coming. I'll attend with my camera and microphone, and there's not a damn thing anyone can do to stop me. I heard you're not a public market. My name is event staff. What a moron. Is this a public farmers market boycott? Big public event next Saturday. We about to show up for this one. What's the clown's name that goes by event staff? Winter Garden Nazi Farmers Market is more like it. Who's the company that runs this farmers market? It's interesting that you don't understand the First Amendment in case law. She wasn't being disruptive. She was only interviewing people. I'm guessing you wouldn't kick out an official news agency. I don't agree with everything she says, but she's absolutely right. Bet y'all are kind of regretting the decision now. You guys are Nazis. So guys, it's official. I will be there this Saturday. I'm going to be going to the Winter Garden Farmers Market with my Trump hat on as a show of solidarity for a peaceful walkthrough. I want to stress, peaceful walkthrough. We are all about peace on this channel. Now, I believe some of you in the comments that are watching this are based in Orlando or in the area. Please get a hold of me if you want to join. I ask that everybody who comes brings 2 or 3 friends that are willing to join us on this mission. I think it'll be super awesome for us to show up again and have 200 of us show up. They can't trespass all of us. So this Saturday, we are going to the Winter Garden Farmers Market. Only Mr. Bill says, after farmers end, do rally, see if PD is consistent. So let me know in the comments. Message me if you're down. Email me, patriotic@gmail.com. I will be there this Saturday. It's going to be a hoot. So come on down. Come on down. Turk Mom says, can't wait to see it. Come on down. We are going to have a great time going there. Show of force in terms of peaceful presence, I should say. And I am, no, I don't go live because I don't like the quality of my live videos. I'm going to film on my 4K camera just because the quality is so much better. But I'll see hopefully some of you there this Saturday at the farmers market. Let me look up the hours. What are the hours of the farmers market? Winter Garden Farmers Market. Let's see the hours real quick. Okay, I don't know why I can't find it there. Winter Garden Farmers Market hours. Oh, wow, it's pretty early, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you guys want to come, I'll probably get there around 10 a.m. on Saturday. I think 10 a.m. from Saturday, that's going to be a good time to show up. Um, I don't have a 360 cam, but I should probably buy one. I think it's time I get a 360 cam because when the woman assaulted me at Orlando, we didn't get it on camera. 360 camera. Let's see. What's a good 360 camera? Damn, they're expensive. How the hell does it even film in 360? I don't understand. So I see Insta 360 1x2. It's only $229. I don't know. Is that a good one? Is the Insta 360 1x one? Is that a good one? They say the X3 is a lot better. Now there's the X5. Jesus, the X5 is $550. Sharion Rivas says, "Get that camera." Thank you for the $10 super chat. So the X3 is $299. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna look up the X5. That's the newest one. It's almost $550 though. That's crazy. I don't know if I need the X5 though. Let's see the X4. The X4 is $456. So I would save $100 if I get the X4. But, and I hate to do this, I might have enough credit card points to get my points. Let me see. I got to do it on my phone. So when I hang up, I'll look into it. Joshua Maxim says, $10 for the camera fund. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, John, I do lives once or twice a week when there's like, I pretty much react to videos from Liberty Hangout, Her Patriot Voice, Bo Diddle sometimes, Angela Rose sometimes. Like when they have videos, I'll react to them just to show some support. And it's like videos I'm going to watch anyway when I'm like on my TV, so I might as well watch with you guys. YouTube does pay taxes before they pay us, by the way. They take out the taxes before we get paid from YouTube. So, and it would be a write-off because it is for my media career. So that is definitely a write-off. All right, guys, I'm going to look into these 360 cameras. I got to do some research tonight. I don't want to just like impulsively jump the gun. I need to make sure that I'm spending my money wisely and efficiently, since money is not flowing from trees anymore these days. But I do appreciate your super chats, guys. Turk Mom, Only a Mr. Bill, Turk Mom, Sharon Rivas, and Joshua Maxim. Very awesome of you guys to support the channel with your super chats. Oh yeah, and I already did react to Trump's ceasefire deal with Israel and Iran, and it is exactly what I voted for. This is exactly what I voted for, is world peace. Trump obliterated the nuclear sites, which, how many presidents been wanting to do that? I think the last like 6 have talked about it. Trump actually did it. And today Iran responded with a minor show of force just to save face. They fired 14 missiles at our U.S. bases in Qatar. And our military was able to knock down 13 out of 14, and the 14th one like went awry. And it was at no risk of hitting the U.S. military base. It went off into the wind somewhere. And so now it looks like we're going to have some peace. I really hope this peace stays. And I think that's what we need in this world, is peace through strength. Peace through strength. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. Appreciate you guys being here. And as always, God bless Trump.